friends. This is Swati. Again, I am in front of you with a new topic, that is organization culture. So, what is organization culture? Organization culture is a system of shared assumptions, values, and beliefs which governs how people behave in organizations. These shared values have a strong influence on the people in the organization and dictate how they dress, act, and perform their jobs. So let us talk about the factors that make any organization's culture. So first factor is environment and atmosphere. Okay, the work environment really tells so much, indicates so much about any organization's culture. How the work environment is indication of any organization's culture. Then we talk of compensation. Compensation is how the organization gives its employees the compensation, the salary. Okay, what are the methods, what are the terms and conditions of giving compensations, and on what basis they are giving the compensation. Then standards and policies, these actually show the culture of any organization, like how these standards and policy, they actually decide how any employee will carry himself in any organization, what will be his code of conduct. Okay, what if he wants to take leave, what will be the policies, what will be the criteria on the basis of which any employee can take leave. Okay, so that is the third one. Then fourth one is people. Obviously, in any organization, how do people work? People actually work in groups. Okay, and they work together. They may have a office, a different department to work into, and they may have linear adjustment. Okay, like horizontal adjustment of chairs, of cubicles, or anything. Okay, so how the people form groups and how they work, okay, that it is also a part of organization culture. Then when we talk of leadership, so we have to decide, any organization culture is shown by the kind of leadership, who leads it and how he or she leads it. Is it the autocratic style? Is it the laissez-faire style? Or is it the democratic style? Okay, so all these things, they also decide on how will the organization's culture be. So these are all the factors. Now, if we talk about dominant culture, actually dominant is a word which refers to which means to dominate something. Okay, so dominant culture refers to the values, norms, and practices of the group within the society that is most powerful in terms of wealth, prestige, status, and influence. Now, a group that is part of a dominant culture but that differs from it in some important respects is actually the dominant part of dominant culture. Okay, so an international example of this is McDonald's. So how do each one of us know McDonald's? How do we recognize? We recognize it with the help of the yellow arches, its symbol. Okay, yellow arches in which M is written. Okay, the example of international culture, because many people around the world, when they come across these yellow arches, they have a perception in their mind, or they receive the signal that yes, the place for having American fast food has come. Okay, so just like in this picture, the laborer and her daughter, they are moving, and the daughter is asking, "Mummy, what is that?" looking at that yellow M, and the mom responds by saying that, "Oh, that is McDonald's." The mother knows that this sign actually is denoting what? Is denoting a place where fast food is served, a place to eat. Then what is subculture and counterculture? Subculture are the groups within a culture that have their own distinctive features and that distinguish them from larger culture. And a counterculture is a group within a culture that has its own distinctive characteristics, and most importantly, these are in opposition to the dominant culture. Now, then question comes, what is a strong or what is a weak culture? Is it really the word? Is it relevant? So yes, it is relevant. Strong culture is that in which the staff understands and responds to culture, and there is a little need for making policies and procedures for them because the employees show consistent behavior. But in comparison to that, in weak culture, what happens that there is a very little alignment of the employees to the business values. They show an inconsistent behavior, and obviously this inconsistent behavior demands that there should be an introduction of strict procedures, standards, rules. Okay, so obviously there is a need for extensive bureaucracy in a weak culture. Now, these are the elements of strong and weak culture. In the strong cultures, values are widely shared, members know what is important, and most employees can tell stories about their company heroes, about the company history. Okay, but in contrast to that, in weak cultures, very few values are shared by the employees, and members are not very clear about what is important and what is not important in the organization, and they have little identification with the culture. They possess very little knowledge of the company history and heroes. Now, how do we create and sustain culture? Okay, how a culture is created. So there is a socialization model which describes 3 steps through which a culture is created. So let us talk about them one by one. First is the pre-arrival stage. It is that stage. Pre-arrival means when the employee has not joined the organization and he just is in the mode of orientation. Okay, so it is this particular stage. Then encounter stage is that in which the employee sees what the organization is really like and confronts the possibility that expectation and reality may diverge. Then comes the last stage, that is metamorphosis stage, the stage in the socialization process in which a new employee changes and adjusts to the job, work group and organization, right? So the actions of the top management play a major role in any organization's culture by establishing norms that filter down through the organization. Now, how do we create a learning culture? These are basically when we recognize workers who learn new information and abilities, emphasize learning as an important activity. There is a collaboration with other employees a crucial way to learn, and it creates opportunities for staff to teach others. So, conclusion, I would like to say that any organization culture brings all the employees at a common platform. Culture decides the way employees interact at their workplace. They extract the best out of each team member, and the culture represents the predefined policies which guide the employees and give them the direction to work. So thank you. That's it for today. Hope you liked it. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.